Okay. Finally, let's make our double exposure. I am in Photoshop right now, and I'm gonna close my history. I just have a layer with a picture of myself and a white background layer. I'm gonna hide the picture of myself by clicking on the little eyeball. You'll notice there's nothing there when I hide it, just white. If I hide the white layer, it shows me my checkers, and then I can look at my layer. So I'm totally isolated here, which is awesome. Next thing I want to do is add another layer that is going to be the image that is going to create the silhouette. So I think I have that here. It's one I found on Flickr. And in order to put this in the other document, I'm going to go under the select menu, choose all. So we're telling Photoshop what we want to copy and paste. Then we go to edit, copy, click on the picture of myself, edit, paste. And I'm going to free transform this to make it a little bit bigger. So the image was a little too small, but I don't have to make it too much larger. So I'm going to go under edit and then free transform. I'll hold down the shift key. Watch what happens. This is kind of a cool tip here. If I hold down shift, it will constrain my transformation to stay the same aspect ratio. Okay, and it kind of uses this point here as an anchor as I drag this up, and I could drag this bottom handle down. So I'm going to hit escape to start over. Edit, free transform. Another option is to hold down both shift and option. So I'm holding down the shift key, the option key. That lets me grow the whole thing from the center. A little bit easier. I don't have to go down to that bottom corner. I hit return to set it. And yeah, I'm happy with this so far. Next thing I'm going to do is let's hide this layer. And I want to make a selection around this picture of me. Mr. Zebarth, do I have to go through this whole selection process again? No. What I'm going to do is hold down the command key and click on this thumbnail. So command and click. And notice my little hand, I hold down command. See, it turns out a little square. That means that it's going to make a selection around the pixels in this layer, which happen to be the picture of me. So now that I've got this selection, I'm going to turn on my layer with my forest, and then we're going to choose this little mask here. This button here is to create a, let's see if it pops up, add a layer mask. And so since I have this selection, it's going to make a mask that will only show me the outline of that profile. Awesome. So it seems like we're like halfway done. Next thing I want to do is unlink this. That's going to let me move my tree layer kind of independent of this mask. So I'm going to click on the chain here. And now click on, because right now my mask is selected, I'm going to click on the actual layer. And that will let me grab my move tool and move this around, because I noticed that part of my shirt is not covered up. And we could change all this later. You could even change the picture you're going to use later if you're not happy with it. I'm even going to scoot it down, so I've kind of centered that in there. Very cool. Next thing we're going to do is copy this layer and make it black and white. So to copy the layer, we're going to use the keyboard shortcut, which is Command J. That is J like Jason. So Command J makes a layer. I'm going to drag it to the very top. And then I'm going to look under the image menu, choose adjustments, and then choose black and white. So it's going to make that layer black and white. I'll hit OK. You could choose the default, or you could choose some of these filters. I think the default works great. Click OK. Awesome. Now to see something really cool, we are going to look under the blending modes. So we've already dealt with blending modes when we did the mandala. For this one, I had you choose lighten before. I'm going to choose screen this time around. So choose screen. And again, that is going to let things shine through my layer here, but not all the way. And we're going to fix a few things in a second. I want to get rid of this shirt, totally distracting. I really want to erase everything, all the details of me, but my eyes and maybe my nose, mouth, and maybe a little bit of my beard. So to do that, we're going to make a mask. So I've got this layer selected, and here's my mask button. So we're going to make another mask. And that makes a little white mask, which really isn't doing much. And what I need to do is grab black here, and we're going to lay down some black brush over me. And to get black to be the foreground color, I'm going to click on these arrows here. This swaps the foreground and background color, like so. Brush tool, little small, so I'm going to use my bracket key, the right bracket, to make it a little bigger. And I'm going to right click, whoops, excuse me, right click, and hardness we'll say 50. So we'll give a nice soft edge. And now with that black, I'm going to paint over things like my shirt and whatnot. It looks like I'm still getting that cutoff area, which we'll fix in a sec. Yeah. Let's keep my eye. Okay. Maybe a little bit of my beard we'll get rid of. I don't know. This is kind of just, this is up to you really. Let's see, if you make a mistake you don't like, you want to paint in more of the image, you just need to switch the color here so that you're painting in white. And now I can add in some of my mouth, like so. Yeah, we're almost there. So another thing I want to do is this image, this picture is a little green and yellow. I want to kind of kill that green a little bit, make it so it's not quite as bright and saturated, because yeah, this is kind of a moody portrait. So with this layer selected, I'm going to make an adjustment layer here. I'm going to choose hue saturation. So now whatever is below here is going to adjust the saturation of it. I'll turn the saturation down -20, and this gives me a little more natural look. Yeah. What else can I do to this picture to make it cool? I'd also like to crop the image, so I'm going to use the crop key, tool here, and I'm going to get rid of a little bit of my torso. So I'm going to drag this area up, like so. Hit return on the keyboard, and for whatever reason, this has kind of bugged me, but I'm going to flip this so that I'm not looking to the left, I'm looking more to the right. This kind of helps me, you know, since I'm a Westerner and I'm used to reading from left to right, there's something visually about kind of someone looking to the left as if they're looking backwards. I want to be more like I'm looking forward, right? So we'll go to image, image rotation, and then we're just going to flip the canvas horizontally, like so. Awesome. So cool, so cool, so cool. Last thing I want to do is save this, file, save as, and I'll drop it on my desktop, and I'm going to choose JPEG under the format option here. Click save. Quality 10, yes. Okay. And that's it. I'm sure that you will have a much better looking portrait than mine. That much for sure. And a really easy way to swap this out to, you can really just like hide this layer and come in and drop another image here. So for example, I know I have some other, like sunset, right? So let's do a sunset picture. I'll go under select all. I'll just do the keyboard command to copy and then paste. like so. And things are going to get kind of messed up here, but what's nice is that I can make a new layer mask by, remember, I hold down the command key and click on the clipped out picture of me. And then we'll make a mask, like so. And then really it's just a matter of unlinking this layer again, free transforming it. Whoops, make sure you're free transforming the image. Hit escape there. Command T to free transform. Hit return once your image is set. Now with this one, I'm probably going to want to kind of fade my face a little bit here. And if we look to this top layer under opacity, I'm going to turn this opacity down to like 70. And then I can even come back and make changes to my mask here to show more or less of my face. So I'll grab my mask here and use the brush to brush things back in. I could even be kind of smooth and change the opacity to 50%. And white, so my color is white. White is going to brush back in things. And then if I swap here, black is going to take things away. So let's say I just wanted to do eyes, really. I might switch back to white. I hit the X key. The X key switches these two things. If I hover over the arrow, you'll notice switch foreground, background color, X. Paint in a little bit. So play with the opacity of your brush and the opacity of the layer as well to get certain features kind of showing through more or less. Save this as a JPEG and you're awesome. Hope you enjoyed. Good luck.